Okay, let's just get straight into it. No fluff, no nonsense. If you are sick and tired of all the confusing, conflicting advice online about how to improve your looks, I promise you this is going to cut right through all that noise. We're talking about real, practical things you can start doing today.
So, are you feeling a little lost in that online jungle of glow-up advice? Yeah, you're definitely not alone. But stick with me, and we are going to draw a clear map to what actually, genuinely works.
All right, here's the game plan. First, we're going to dismantle the biggest trap in the whole looks-maxing world. Then we'll dive into smart skincare and separate the ridiculous fads from the actual facts when it comes to your face. After that, we'll get into the details that make a massive difference, and we'll wrap it all up with the most important part of all, what truly defines you.
Okay, first things first. We have to talk about the biggest looks-maxing trap out there. This idea that you need a ton of money, or a shelf full of fancy products, or just perfect genetics to look good. This one myth, this one idea, is what stops most people before they even get started.
And look, I fell for this myself. I used to think I had to wait until I was rich to actually look my best. But the truth? You can absolutely 10x your looks by focusing on simple, totally free habits. It doesn't matter what your budget is or what your genetics are.
So where do we start? With your skin. Social media makes skincare seem like this super complex, expensive hobby. But the truth is, it's refreshingly simple.
I mean, just look at the difference here between the myth and the reality. Influencers are out there pushing these insane 10-step routines with all these expensive sponsored products. But the reality, most people with genuinely great skin just stick to 3 basic things: a good face wash, a moisturizer, and sunscreen. That's it. Seriously.
And hey, if you're on a super tight budget, you can get incredible results for basically zero cost. For a long time, this was my personal routine. Cut out junk food and sugar, wash your face only with cold water so you don't dry it out, use just a tiny bit of Vaseline as a moisturizer, physically cover your face from the sun with a cloth, and maybe splash on a little rose water at night. It's simple, it's cheap, and you'd be shocked how effective it is.
All right, next up, the face and the jawline. This whole area is just flooded with some of the most ridiculous advice you will find anywhere online. So let's separate the absolute nonsense from what actually works.
You've probably seen videos just like this, right? People pulling and stretching their own faces, promising it'll give you a chiseled jawline. It looks absurd, because it is. This is the perfect example of a social media fad that is designed to do nothing but waste your time.
This slide just says it all, with a little bit of humor. The logic is completely flawed, right? You can't just change the shape of your bones by pulling on your skin. It's a complete misunderstanding of how your body even works.
So let's get real. Forget the facial yoga, forget chewing gum for hours on end, and definitely forget those useless apps. The 3 things that actually have an impact on your facial structure are maintaining the correct tongue posture, you might know it as mewing, breathing through your nose instead of your mouth, and most importantly, lowering your overall body fat percentage. And just to be super clear, mewing is not some intense facial workout. It's a habit. It's all about changing the default resting position of your tongue. You just rest your entire tongue flat against the roof of your mouth, kind of like how it is right when you swallow. It's a long-term practice, not some quick fix.
All right, let's move beyond just the face. Because your overall appearance is massively impacted by some really fundamental details: your hygiene, your hair, and your physique. These are the little things that can totally undermine all your other efforts. I'm talking about stuff like visible nose hair. It's just distracting and shows you're not paying attention to detail. Bad breath from not cleaning your tongue? That's an instant deal breaker for anyone. Constantly touching your face just spreads oil and bacteria, which leads to breakouts. And popping pimples? It feels like a fix, but it just causes inflammation and permanent scars. Using harsh, cheap shampoos strips your hair's natural oils, leaving it looking dead. And of course, blindly following trends instead of picking a haircut that fits your own face shape, that's just a recipe for disaster. Avoiding these simple mistakes is one of the fastest ways to level up your whole look.
Okay, now for what is arguably the single most impactful factor in your appearance. And it's not on your face, it's your physique. Building a strong, healthy body creates a kind of presence that stands out more than any single facial feature ever could. For men, a V-shaped body with broad shoulders is seen as attractive almost universally. This is the real foundation of a powerful look. And hey, for any teenagers watching right now, let's clear up a massive myth. This idea that working out is going to stunt your growth? It is simply not true for most exercises. In fact, doing bodyweight stuff like push-ups and pull-ups can actually improve your posture and support healthy growth. The only real risk is from trying to lift way too heavy before your body is ready for it.
So, we've covered skin, your face, hygiene, your physique. We've laid out all the tools. But now I want you to just pause for a second because we need to ask a much, much bigger question. After all this talk, after all these tips about improving your looks, is an attractive face and a good body, is that really the ultimate goal? Is that truly what's most important?
Well, the honest answer is no. Yeah, you heard me right. Looks are important, but you should think of them as the thumbnail for who you are. A great thumbnail gets someone to click, sure, but if the video itself is empty, people are going to leave immediately. Your appearance might get you noticed, but it's your character that makes people want to stay.
Let me tell you a quick story that puts all of this into perspective. I was on a crowded train platform one day, and I saw this young couple, just waiting with everyone else. But when the train arrived and there was that big rush to get on, a few guys in the crowd started harassing the woman.
And here's the shocking part. Her husband saw the whole thing happen. He watched it, and he did nothing. He couldn't bring himself to say a single word to defend her. In that one moment, it didn't matter what he looked like. It didn't matter at all. All that mattered was what he failed to do.
That experience, it taught me a powerful lesson. There are things that are infinitely more important than the symmetry of your face or how clear your skin is. This is about what truly, truly defines you as a person.
And this is the core message, right here. Your real value isn't determined by your jawline. It's built on your purpose, your discipline. It's built on your strength, not just physical strength, but mental resilience. It's built on your ability to provide for and protect the people you care about, on your communication skills, on your capacity to lead. This is the real self-improvement.
So in the end, don't get obsessed with just the thumbnail. The real problem usually isn't that you're unattractive. It might just be that you're not investing in the things that truly matter. The question isn't, how do I look? The real question is, are you building a life and a character of true value?